What up, everybody? Ghost Season 4, Episode 3, when Tariq and Braden met their new plug Zion. Zion compared Braden to Tommy Egan and asked him if he was as crazy as Tommy. Again calling Braden Tiny Tommy the next time Braden went for a re-up. And one thing about Tommy Egan is we've seen him looking for love since the beginning of Power. And to this day, it has never ended well for him. Either though the story with Mireya is to be continued, but right now it's not looking good for her either after Miguel found out about her relationship with Tommy. The first episode that anyone's ever compared Braden to Tommy Egan, Braden did something that Tommy Egan's also been known to do, snorted some coke. Because we've made comparison between Tommy and Braden plenty of times, but as far as I know, Zion was the first to make the comparison on screen. Even Tariq, knowing his father's relationship with his uncle Tommy, has never made the comparison. Maybe he couldn't see it because he's always been in denial that he was anything like his father. It was said on Power that Tommy was a player before meeting Holly. Ghost once said that Tommy had more bitches than the pound. But something definitely changed when he met Holly, because he was willing to put everything in jeopardy with her, telling her all his business and Ghosts. When Tommy brought Holly to Ghost home, which was also a mistake, Holly stole a pair of Tasha's earrings. And either though Tommy called Ghost and Tasha his family, he lied to Tasha for Holly, a woman he had just recently met. What was different with Holly that made Tommy choose her to be the one to pursue a relationship with? Because as Ghost's primary quest throughout Power was to try to get out the game and go legit, Tommy's pursuit was finding love, and it ended so close for him in Power as he had already bought Lakeisha an engagement ring. But Kisha had already signed the papers to go into WITSEC to agree to snitch on Tommy after Blanca stopped her and threatened to take cash away from her. This is something that Kate once warned Tommy about, that Kisha would always pick her son over him. So either though it was Tasha who pulled the trigger and killed Lakeisha, it was ultimately her decision to get into a relationship with Tommy that cost her her life. Because the feds wanted Tommy and used cash as leverage to get to him, just like Kate tried warning Tommy about. And Braden's current girl, Elle, also has a weakness that Tariq has tried warning Braden about, her sickle cell and her drug addiction. Either though Tariq doesn't know that Elle has sickle cell, Tariq warned Braden that Elle wasn't good for him, calling her an addict. Because of Elle's weaknesses, a few hours in an interrogation room, like how they had Holly in Season 2 of Power, and she might be ready to sing without her drugs and possibly even being at risk of going into crisis, because the cops wouldn't know that she has sickle cell, and a hardball cop like Carter might not even care and could even use it to his advantage to get Elle to talk. Keep in mind that Braden is sitting next to a hospital bed in the Part 2 trailer. I think this is Elle in the hospital after either going into crisis or ODing. And it could possibly be at the fault of Braden or connected to Braden in some type of way, and if she dies, Braden might lose it and be out of control. As Kisha was killed as a result of getting into a relationship with Tommy, it wasn't actually Tommy who killed her, but that was Tasha. But Tommy's first time trying love on Power, she was killed at Tommy's own hands, Holly, after she hired the Jamaican hitters to kill Ghost. Holly's back was up against the wall because Lobo's threatened to kill Tommy, Holly, and their dog Belle if Tommy didn't kill Ghost. And when Tommy was taking too long, one of Lobo's goons killed his dog. That and the fact that Holly was pregnant with Tommy's child, either though she never told Tommy about that, caused Holly to take matters into her own hands, and when Tommy thought Ghost was dead, he did what he does by instinct and killed Holly. Tommy immediately regretted killing Holly, but it was too late. His anger got the best of him. And just like Kate warned Tommy about Kisha, Ghost warned Tommy about Holly. Just like Ghost also knew Kisha wasn't right for Tommy, and tried giving her a check to get out of town and start over. I can't remember if Ghost ever tried warning Tommy himself about Kisha, because by this point he knew talking to Tommy was useless after he tried to warn him about Teresi over and over again. So if he never did, it was likely because he felt Tommy would just use it as an excuse to get pissed off at him. And enforce concerning Mireya, from the time Tommy first met her and was flirting with her, Diamond tried warning Tommy that Mireya was off limits. The graveyard is filled with guys who made the same mistake, but Tommy couldn't help himself. So if Elle dies in season 4, it could be someone killing her as a result of getting into a relationship with Braden, like Kisha, or it could even be at the hands of Braden himself, like Tommy and Holly. The season 4 part 2 trailer shows Brayden in Elle's dorm room with, I'm guessing, the gun pointed at Elle in her bed. So the question is, will Brayden pull the trigger this time, or will he do something like what he did with Lauren when he pointed the gun at her, then gave her a bag full of money? The question is, why is Brayden pointing the gun at Elle in the first place? I'm thinking it has to be because he found out that she snitched. Maybe she couldn't help it. Like I said earlier, maybe she went into crisis trying not to, and that is why Brayden was at the hospital. Then Brayden would later find out that she gave the cops information and have to decide whether he would kill Elle or not. One thing though is that Brayden is not the same old Brayden who let Lauren live. Brayden has now caught a body, killing his own uncle, and caught a couple more in episode 1 when him and Tariq killed several of Noma's guards. And I do believe that Brayden loved his uncle Lucas and didn't want to have to kill him. And if Lucas would have agreed to leave the country and take full responsibility of the Ponzi scheme, Brayden would have let him go. But he didn't, and Brayden had to kill his uncle. And like Kanan once told Tariq, some say you're not a real killer until you kill somebody you love. Now that Brayden has already killed someone he loves, will he kill Elle next? Not to mention that Brayden is doing coke now. And even though he's only been bumping a little bit and hasn't got out of control, at the same time, he's only a problem away from losing it and going full-blown Tony Montana Scarface. Because for Brayden to kill Elle right there in that dorm room with that gun would be a big mistake, and he would be asking for a prison sentence. Because that gun doesn't even have a silencer. So to make a dumb decision like that, Brayden would have to be really coked out. At the same time, it's a choice that Brayden may have to make to kill Elle in order to save Tariq again. In season 2, Brayden saved Tariq when he was on trial for double murder and got the charges thrown out for him. At the end of season 3, Brayden wanted out the life, but Obi called him, letting him know that they were about to clip Tariq. So he came through and saved Tariq again at Noma's warehouse. If Brayden is left to make the choice to save Tariq a third time, will he do it, or will he leave Tariq out to dry? And will this decision involve killing Elle? Brayden's prior relationships from book 2 possibly have foreshadowed that things would end ugly between Brayden and Elle, because either one of Brayden's other relationships could have ended up with the girl's death. I know a lot of us thought this was a real possibility at the end of season 3, when we watched it for the first time, that Brayden was going to kill Kiki when she questioned him about what happened to Lucas. And if Kiki was looking out for herself like Lucas was, or even if Lucas wouldn't have left her hanging, she might have also been a casualty of the Ponzi scheme. She's lucky to be one of the few with dirt on her hands to make it out alive in the Power universe. And in season 1, Brayden's girl was straight foul, trying to get information on Tariq for her uncle, Cooper Saxe. Some other Power characters more ruthless than Tariq might have killed Riley the same day they found out that Saxe was her uncle. And there you have it. Will Elle be Brayden's fatal attraction like Kisha and Holly were with Tommy? Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.